Hey guys, another video for the Pilots in Japan playlist. Today we're going to go for a fly around Nagoya, and this time we're going to have a chance to have a listen to the Japanese aviation radio, just to give the pilots from other countries a bit of an idea what it's like here. The language is supposed to be English, but there's a bit of Japanese mixed in with it. The interesting thing for some other pilots will be we're going to do a precision approach, which is the old World War II style guided approach from air traffic control, which I don't know how many countries still have that available, but it's available here, as is all the electronic approach as well. But they have the verbal precision approach available, so have a listen to that at the end when we come back. So anyway, enjoy this. We'll throw in a bit of commentary in amongst the radio.
Nagoya ground, Juliet Alpha 4148. Request clearance for taxi for departure.
448 on the way band, go ahead. Nagoya ground, good morning. 448 to spot 2R for the get taxi to Holy Point Whiskey 2. After departure, left on departure 1500, estimated contact to TCA advisory.
Did you catch all that? So we had a pretty funny system set up for the recording of the radio. It was actually into my phone, and we can only do a couple of minutes at a time. So we're not going to have all the radio communication because we're only a couple of minutes at a time. When I was busy, I didn't even bother with it. You'll also notice you might hear my voice sometimes, and you might hear the guy that was with me's voice sometimes, depending on who's doing what. Conditions this day were fairly rough. There was a cold front coming within about 30 minutes or an hour of us taking off. So the cold front was on its way, and it was bringing with it some fairly serious winds and fairly lumpy conditions. So it was fairly rough and wild. So I was focusing on the flying, and my buddy was doing the radio and making sure that we're doing everything we're supposed to and where we're supposed to be. So it was all fun and games.
Nagoya Tower, Juliet Alpha 4148, ready for departure.
Juliet for 448, runway 35 to Whiskey 2, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, Juliet Alpha 4148.
Clear.
So guys, that green area down there, if you look at where the water is, that water is actually a moat that goes around Nagoya Castle, and in the middle of that green area you'll see some light green roofs. They're actually the roofs of Nagoya Castle. And obviously this is getting towards the centre of Nagoya. Coming up we've got the main Nagoya train station, which is actually a waypoint for aircraft flying in and out of Nagoya. And we've got another radio call coming up.
Toyota, after Toyota, request simulated GC approach at Nagoya Airport.
1 point was ident.
Ident 1 point.
1 point radar contact, 5 miles southwest of Nagoya, lead at 1,500, traffic of, 2 traffic observed, left side of you, 2,200 and 2,300.
Roger, looking at 1 point.
はい、常滑上空でサークリングの予定了解しました。揺れの上は36です。
はい、了解しました。ありがとうございます。Yeah, 4 flight with you.
4 flight center at EC ident.
Ident 4 flight. That's clear.
4 flight radar contact, 18 miles south of Nagoya, lead at 1,400, no traffic observed ahead.
Roger 4 flight. Proceed to Toyota. After Toyota, request GC, simulated GC approach at Nagoya.
4 flight Roger. Call you when you request the radar vector.
Thank you.
So guys, as you can see, we're cutting huge bits of this flight out because you don't want to really listen to the whole hour or watch the whole hour. It's going to be a very long video, so we're cutting bits out all over the place. So we then went to Toyota, and after Toyota we contacted Nagoya and requested a precision approach. Now, most pilots around the world might never have heard of it except for old World War II movies, and you know, the old Bomber Command in the UK, and they were precision approach, and they would guide the pilots in by guiding them in. Instead of using NDBs, instead of using beacons like they started using later, they used to guide them in so that only the good guys could get guided in. If they had some sort of beacon attracting all aircraft, it would attract the enemy as well. It was actually apparently developed by the Germans during the World War II. Apparently, not really sure, but anyway. So have a listen to this. Again, we haven't got all of it, but we had basically 12 minutes of constant transmission from Nagoya Tower, guiding us in using his radar and his system for making sure we're in line and our height's right and our guide slope's right. And basically 12 minutes of him talking constantly. And the way the system works is if we stop hearing him, we break off our approach. So he basically talks for 12 minutes, telling us left or right, or telling us up or down, or telling us exactly what we need to do to get exactly where we need to be. So anyway, you'll hear bits of it. We won't hear the whole thing because we didn't record the whole thing. But anyway, have a listen to this, guys.
Toyota TCA 448.
448 go ahead.
はい、トヨタ終わりました。シミュレート TCA あと名古屋お願いいたします。
はい、了解しました。コンタクト119デシマル17。
コンタクト119デシマル17 448。Center approach, Delta Alpha 4148 with you.
448 Center approach, climb and maintain 2500 in VMC, request type of landing and further intention.
Climb 2500 448, request GC approach at Nagoya after GC approach, make straight in landing.
448 confirm full stop.
Affirmative full stop, maintain VMC 448.
448 Roger. Now fly heading 250 vector 2 runway 345 final 4 PL approach.
25.
Nagoya GCA 119 decimal 9.
Descendment 1900 448.
448 affirm contact GCA 119 decimal 9.
119 decimal 9 448. Hey.
Liner 76 heavy.
2976
Jet 448 stop descend 2000.
2000 448.
Jet 448 final tuning 320.
320 448.
Jet 448 Nagoya final control Hazi.
448 330.
448 Jet across function turn left heading 325.
Left 325 448.
Last mile to touchdown.
Roger 448.
448 Jet across fire transmission.
Out.
30 right of course. Left heading 330. Left heading 325, going right of course. 100 miles from touchdown. Right of course. 30 right of course. 330 at 19. Lifting 325. Steady item course. Steady item course going slowly. Steady item course. Lifting 328.
328.
Steady item course. Lifting 330. Lifting 332. 8 miles from touchdown. Item course.
Okay. Rider drop is coming.
Steady item course. 7 miles from touchdown. Steady item course. Lifting 329. Steady item course and holding. Steady item course. Lifting 331.
Rider
Lifting 330 at 18. Lifting 334. Steady rest of course and rest of course.
A maybe system. They 400 meters better. Okay. Delta.
Lifting 332. 6 miles from touchdown. Begin descent.
Begin descent. Keep to 400 feet.
So guys, it's a real shame we couldn't record all of that. The system I'm using to record the radio is just a microphone inside my headset and recording it on the phone. And I can only record 2 minutes at a time. So we're only getting little 2-minute blocks of recording. So that's why we missed lots of it. But that narration or that instruction was fairly constant, and it meant that one air traffic controller did nothing else for that 10 minutes or 12 minutes but talk to us. That's all he did, was watch us on the screen and tell us left or right, up or down, headings and courses, and amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. So I've never heard of it in Australia. I don't know if there's any other countries that still have it. The only reason they still have it here is this airport's operated by the Japan Self-Defense Force. So Japan's Air Force operates this airstrip. So that's an Air Force procedure they use for fighters and things, that they can still use it. So they don't normally use it, of course. They use electronics, but I guess in times of war they might use it, or for any other reasons, emergencies and so on. But apparently the air traffic controllers are quite happy to do it because it's good practice for them, apparently. So although I guess with a Cessna 172 it would be a bit boring, probably a lot more interesting to do it with a faster aeroplane. But anyway, there it was. So that was a bit of a novelty. Never experienced that before. Very interesting it was. If found ourselves in bad conditions, of course, where we lost visibility, that would be an extremely handy tool to have. But of course all the electronic gear is all there too, so we can use that as well. So yeah, we'll find a better way of recording that radio. It'd be great to be able to record the whole flight, so that you can get the whole radio experience, because you only got about a tenth of it there. Obviously we cut lots of it out, so we missed recording lots of it. So but anyway, I hope some of the pilots enjoyed that and some other people enjoyed the scenery. More videos coming soon.